Alright, sit down, because tonight has been one of those nights where you watch the results come in and you think, yeah, something has genuinely shifted. And I want to break down not just what happened, but what it actually means. Because the mainstream media is going to give you the sanitized version, the lessons learned, the Starmer vows to fight on headlines. I'm going to give you the real version. Today, 5 things that are actually going on in this country right now. Let's go. Story 1. Reform UK has just won over 800 council seats. They've taken control of 5 councils: Essex, Suffolk, Sunderland, Havering, Newcastle-under-Lyme. And Nigel Farage is standing there tonight saying this is a historic shift in British politics, and for once, I actually think he's right. Here's the thing the pundits won't say clearly: the two-party system, Labour versus Conservative, the system that has basically run this country since World War II, is dead. Gone. Finished. Reform is now competitive everywhere. Not just in the south, not just in post-industrial towns, but across the whole country. And they've taken seats from both Labour and the Tories. Now, I know some of you watching this aren't Reform voters. I'm not here to tell you to vote Reform, but you cannot look at what happened tonight and pretend the old system is holding. It isn't, and whoever you vote for, that matters. Right. Story 2, and this one is genuinely jaw-dropping. The Welsh First Minister, Eluned Morgan, lost her own seat tonight. Her own seat. She was the leader of the Welsh government. She was sitting in Cardiff Bay running the country. And the voters of her own constituency said, no thank you. That has never happened in UK political history. Not once. No head of government has ever lost their own seat while still in office. And it wasn't a close thing. Welsh Labour went from holding nearly half the Senedd, the Welsh Parliament, to just 10 seats. 10 out of 96. They had their century of dominance in Wales ended in a single night. Plaid Cymru is now the largest party. Reform UK came second. Labour came a humiliating third. Think about what that means. Wales has been a Labour stronghold basically forever. It's where the Labour Party was born, in many ways. And they've just been wiped out. Completely. That is an extraordinary political earthquake, and it's being treated as just another result on the ticker. Moving on. Story 3, and this is the bit that's going to make your blood boil. After all of that, after the worst local election night in Labour's modern history, after losing Wales, after Reform taking hundreds of seats, after his own Welsh First Minister losing her seat, after all of it, Keir Starmer came out tonight and said he is staying. His exact words were that he was hurt by the results. Hurt, but he's not going to walk away. Now I understand the political calculation here. Labour has never removed a sitting Prime Minister in 125 years, it's just not how the party works. And he thinks if he can just ride it out, he'll survive. Maybe he will, but what he's not doing is apologising. What he's not doing is offering anything different. No policy change, no reset, just, I'm staying. 2 years ago this man won a landslide. A proper landslide. And in 2 years he has managed to lose an entire generation of Labour voters to Reform and the Greens. The voters aren't wrong here. They're not confused. They know exactly what they're doing. And Starmer refusing to acknowledge that is, honestly, breathtaking. Story 4, and this one is being completely buried under the election results tonight. Trump wants to give the Falkland Islands back to Argentina. No, really. The Trump administration has drawn up what is being described as a naughty and nice list of NATO allies. Countries that backed the Iran war are on the nice list. Countries that didn't, including the UK, are on the naughty list. And one of the punishments being floated for the UK is returning the Falkland Islands to Argentine sovereignty as punishment. Now, quick history reminder, we fought a war over the Falklands in 1982. People died. It's British sovereign territory, and Trump is apparently using it as a bargaining chip because Keir Starmer wouldn't let US bombers use British airbases for offensive strikes against Iran. Starmer's position was, this is not our war. Fair enough. But the consequence of that is apparently Trump threatening to hand over British territory to another country. And there's almost nobody talking about this tonight because everyone's focused on the election results. This is exactly the kind of story that needs to be seen. And finally, story 5. The one that was buried so deep you'd need a spade to find it. The Department for Work and Pensions, the DWP, has quietly published plans to deploy covert cameras and vehicle-based surveillance to monitor people suspected of benefit fraud. Hidden cameras, surveillance vehicles, watching people who claim benefits. This got almost zero coverage in the mainstream press. The Register covered it. A legal information site called RightsNet covered it. The BBC, The Guardian, basically nothing. And it's worth asking, why? Why is state surveillance of the most vulnerable people in this country not front-page news? Why are we normalizing this? Because if the government announced it was going to deploy covert cameras to watch any other section of society, there would be uproar. But because it's benefit claimants, who politicians have spent years portraying as scroungers, it slides through with almost no scrutiny. That's not journalism, that's complicity. Right, that's your 5 for today. Reform breaks the mold. Labour loses Wales. Starmer digs in. Trump eyes the Falklands. And the government wants to spy on people on benefits while nobody's looking. If any of this made you think, drop a comment. Tell me which story surprised you most. Like the video if you think more people need to see this. And I'll be back tomorrow with whatever they're trying to hide next.